One mistake, just one, can turn your dream Alaska cruise into a cold nightmare. Unfortunately, travelers keep falling into the same traps over and over again. In this video, we're exposing the 10 biggest mistakes that could ruin your Alaska cruise and how to avoid them before it's too late. Stay tuned, because number 9 always gets even the best cruisers. Number 1. Booking too late or way too early. Alaska cruises aren't like your typical tropical getaway. The season is short, demand is high, and good cabins disappear fast. Wait too long, and you'll either overpay or get stuck with a leftover room, usually the ones with no view or lousy locations. But booking too early can backfire too. Cruise lines often release better deals or updated itineraries closer to sailing, and locking in a year in advance could mean missing out. The sweet spot? About 6 to 9 months before departure. That's when you'll find the best balance of price, cabin choice, and flexibility. Miss that window, and you might regret it before you even set foot on the ship. And here's the kicker. Even if you book the right cruise, one common mistake could leave you staring at all the wrong views. Number 2. Choosing the wrong side of the ship. On an Alaska cruise, the view from your cabin matters a lot. And if you pick the wrong side of the ship, you might miss out on some of the most breathtaking sights of your entire trip. This isn't like a Caribbean cruise where the scenery's mostly open ocean. In Alaska, you'll be sailing past towering glaciers, rugged mountains, and stunning coastlines. But here's the catch. Depending on your cruise route, only one side of the ship gets those views during key moments. Heading northbound from Vancouver to Seward, the starboard right side usually faces land. Going southbound, it's the port left side that gets the better lookouts. And when you're cruising places like Glacier Bay or the Inside Passage, the side you're on can mean the difference between watching humpback whales breach just outside your window or staring at fog and water for hours. Not booking a specific cabin side, or worse, letting the cruise line assign your room, can lead to disappointment. So always check your itinerary and research which side of the ship gives you the best chance at those once-in-a-lifetime views. But even the perfect view won't help if you're stuck inside the whole time. Number 3. Underestimating the weather. Alaska may be one of the most scenic cruise destinations in the world, but the weather? It doesn't play nice, and way too many travelers show up completely unprepared. One day it's sunny and 65 degrees, the next it's pouring rain with icy winds cutting across the deck. Even in the middle of summer, you can get fog, drizzle, and cold snaps that feel more like fall than vacation. The biggest mistake? Packing like you're going on a Caribbean cruise. Flip-flops and t-shirts won't cut it in places like Juneau or Skagway, especially when you're trying to enjoy a glacier or hop on a whale-watching tour. What you really need are layers, moisture-wicking base layers, an insulated mid-layer, and a waterproof, windproof outer shell. And don't forget gloves, a hat, and sturdy shoes. Trust us, nothing ruins a glacier viewing day faster than freezing your fingers off or getting soaked through in a downpour. Alaska's wild beauty is part of the appeal, but that same wildness comes with unpredictable weather. Prepare for the worst, and you'll enjoy the best. And speaking of unpredictable, book at the wrong time of year, and you might not see Alaska the way you imagined at all. Number 4. Booking the wrong time of year. Not all Alaska cruises are created equal, and when you sail can make or break your experience. The Alaska cruise season runs from late April to early October, but each month brings totally different conditions. Choose the wrong time, and you could face rough weather, missed ports, or even fewer chances to see the wildlife and scenery you came for. Cruising in May? You'll beat the crowds and score lower prices, but you'll also get colder weather, icy trails, and some attractions still closed for the season. June and July are warmer and offer longer daylight hours, perfect for glacier views and whale watching, but they're also the most expensive and crowded. Want to save money in September? You might, but you're also gambling with rainstorms, heavy fog, and even itinerary changes due to rough seas or port closures. And don't forget, wildlife sightings vary by month. Want to see bears feeding on salmon? Aim for late July to August. Hoping to spot whales? Mid-June to early August is your best shot. Timing is everything in Alaska. Pick the wrong month, and your dream cruise could feel like a soggy, overpriced letdown. But even if you pick the perfect month, one critical mistake before boarding could wreck your plans entirely. Number 5. Flying in the same day your cruise departs. This is a rookie mistake that's ruined countless Alaska cruises before they even begin. Flying into your departure city, like Seattle, Vancouver, or Anchorage, on the same day your ship sets sail might sound efficient, but it's a gamble with terrible odds. Alaska-bound flights are notorious for delays and cancellations, especially with unpredictable weather in remote regions and busy summer air traffic. All it takes is one delayed connection or a mechanical issue, and suddenly you're sprinting through an airport with your suitcase, praying the ship hasn't left without you. And here's the harsh truth. Cruise ships wait for no one. If you miss boarding, you're not getting on that cruise. No refund, no redo, just a very expensive lesson. Instead, fly in at least one full day early. Not only does this give you a buffer in case your flight hits a snag, but it also lets you relax, explore the port city, and start your trip stress-free. Bonus: places like Vancouver and Seattle are worth visiting in their own right. Cutting it close might save a night at a hotel, but it's not worth risking the entire cruise. And speaking of risks, the next mistake might drain your wallet faster than you can say. Alaskan beer sampler. Number 6. Wasting money on the wrong cruise add-ons. Alaska cruises are already pricey, but if you're not careful, the extras can quietly drain your wallet even faster. Many first-time cruisers assume they need the same packages they'd buy on a Caribbean vacation, and that's where the trouble starts. Let's talk drink packages. On most Alaska sailings, people drink less.
Why?
Because the days are packed with long excursions, chilly weather, and early mornings for glacier viewing. Paying hundreds for an unlimited drink package might sound tempting, but if you're only having 1 or 2 drinks a day, you'll lose money fast. Internet packages are another trap. The Wi-Fi on Alaska routes is notoriously slow and expensive, and with so much natural beauty around you, you probably won't need it as much as you think. Unless you're working remotely or live streaming whales, please don't. Consider skipping it altogether. Excursions are where the real costs pile up, and some are totally worth it, while others are overpriced and underwhelming. Helicopter rides, dog sledding, and glacier hikes can be unforgettable, but gold panning or authentic lumberjack shows might leave you wondering why you pay top dollar for a tourist trap. Before you buy any add-on, ask yourself, is this really enhancing my experience, or just padding the cruise line's bottom line? And if you think that's bad, wait until you hear how some cruisers waste hundreds on shore excursions that turn out to be total duds. Number 7. Booking the wrong shore excursions. Shore excursions are the heart of any Alaska cruise, but choose the wrong ones, and you'll walk away feeling scammed, bored, or just plain ripped off. Too many cruisers book the first flashy tour they see, only to find themselves panning for gold in a muddy stream while a bored guide recites lines from a script. Here's the truth: not all excursions are worth your time or your money. Some are overpriced tourist traps dressed up as authentic Alaskan experiences. You'll pay over $100 to watch a staged lumberjack show or feed reindeer behind a fence, while the real wilderness is just miles away. The good stuff? Glacier helicopter landings, whale watching in Juneau, bear viewing tours, and guided hikes with actual biologists. These are unforgettable, but they sell out fast and often come with a hefty price tag. Still, if you're going to splurge on anything, let it be for something you'll talk about for the rest of your life. Also, don't assume cruise line excursions are the only option. Independent tour operators often offer better prices, smaller groups, and more personalized experiences. Just make sure they're reputable and guarantee you'll get back to the ship on time. Booking the right excursions takes a little research, but skipping it could mean wasting your day in port. But none of that matters if you never make it off the ship, because the next mistake could leave you stuck on board, watching the adventure pass you by. Number 8. Not having the right documents. Imagine pulling up to the cruise terminal, bags packed, dreams high, and being turned away at the gate. It happens more often than you think, and usually for one frustrating reason: travelers didn't bring the right documents. Alaska cruises often stop in Canada, especially if you're sailing from or to Vancouver. And that means you'll need more than just a smile and a boarding pass. For U.S. citizens on a closed-loop cruise, starting and ending at the same U.S. port, you might not technically need a passport. But here's the catch. If something goes wrong, like a missed departure or a medical emergency that forces you to fly home from Canada, you'll be in serious trouble without it. A passport is your best safety net, and some cruise lines even require it, regardless of the law. Got kids? The rules can get even trickier. Minors traveling with only one parent, or with grandparents, may need a notarized letter of consent. And if you're not a U.S. citizen, requirements can change drastically based on your visa status or country of origin. Don't assume you're covered. Double-check everything before you go, because even one missing document can end your cruise before it begins. And even if your paperwork's perfect, your body might not be ready for what Alaska's seas have in store. Number 9. Not preparing for motion sickness. Most people assume Alaska cruises are smooth sailing, but that's a dangerous assumption. While much of the route winds through calm, protected waters like the Inside Passage, there are stretches, especially near the Gulf of Alaska and open sea crossings, that can get unexpectedly rough. If you're not prepared, motion sickness can hit hard and ruin entire days of your trip. Even if you've cruised before without any issues, Alaska can be different. Cold air, fog, and choppy waters combine to create a perfect storm for seasickness, especially early or late in the season when weather is less predictable. And once it hits, it's tough to bounce back. You'll be stuck in your cabin, missing glacier views, excursions, and everything you paid thousands to experience. The fix? Come prepared. Ginger candies, Dramamine, motion sickness patches, pressure point wristbands, whatever works for you, bring it. Don't wait until you feel queasy to take action. Start the meds early, especially on days when the ship enters open waters. A single wave of nausea can take you out of the adventure. But with a little planning, you can keep your stomach steady and your focus where it should be, on the once-in-a-lifetime views around you. But even if you feel great the whole trip, the last mistake could still leave you disappointed the moment you step into your cabin. Number 10. Splurging on a balcony, or skipping one altogether. Balcony cabins are the crown jewel of Alaska cruising, but they're also one of the most misunderstood expenses. Some people go all in, spending thousands for that private view, only to spend most of their cruise inside bundled up, staring at fog and rain. Others try to save money by skipping a balcony completely and miss out on some of the most magical moments of the entire trip. Here's the truth. A balcony can be worth every penny in Alaska. Watching glaciers calve, whales breach, or the sunrise over snow-capped mountains from your own private space is unforgettable. But only if you actually use it. And that depends on your route, the time of year, and the weather. Some days you'll have blue skies and jaw-dropping views. Other days, you won't see much beyond mist and water. On the flip side, booking a windowless inside cabin to save a few bucks might sound smart, until you realize how much time you spend indoors on cold, rainy days. A balcony gives you fresh air and easy access to views, without fighting crowds on deck. If you're on a budget, consider a room with a large picture window or an obstructed view balcony to strike a balance. The key is knowing your priorities. If scenery matters to you, and in Alaska it should, don't make the mistake of going too cheap or overspending on something you barely use. Because at the end of the day, the right cabin can turn a great cruise into something truly unforgettable.